Hi everyone, it's Kristi. I'm here with starting a new journal, and I want to use some of the stuff I have stacked up that I've never gotten around to getting to. These are two Reader's Digest covers. I've cut the spine off probably for two reasons. One, when I was taking out the book, I might have cut through the spine. Number two, I might not have liked what was written on the spine. And number three, it might have been cracked because some of these are really old. But I love blue, and this is a blue textured cover. It has a little Pegasus there, but I'm not going to worry about that. This inspiration for this, I'm going to call it just a blank journal. The inspiration from this comes from Bonnie and Clive, and I will leave the video link in the description. She has a video of this, and just a basic journal. But I have a journaling method that I'd like to try, and so I'm going to set it up, and it has 6 sections. So this will have 3 signatures, 10 folios each, a folio being one piece of paper folded in half. So it should give me approximately 120 journaling pages, and then I have the front and back cover, which are still light enough to write on, but I may use some tea-dyed paper here as well. I don't know, we'll see. This is smaller than what I normally do. I usually do the 9x6, and this one is 5 1/4 by 8. Is that 8? Yeah. And I have a 2-inch that I've marked. I've just measured that. I don't know if you can see that or not. Just with pencil, I've put 2 inches from the spine, both sides. It may not reach all that way. I'll just erase it if it doesn't. I've labeled them front and back, so don't forget. And then I want to use this original print design, screen print design, and I cut off the other part. But this was one of those pre-cut yards. I think it's 2 yards of fabric that I got from Walmart last year, and I just love this pattern. So that's going to be on the cover and the spine. And this is going to be a very simple, basic, good beginner journal. So what I have right now is some tea. I brewed 24 ounces of hot water, and I've got 8 tea bags, and they've been sitting here for a while. You don't want to coffee dye your paper with hot tea or hot coffee, because it breaks down the glue in the paper, the lignin, and it can cause it to disintegrate. So you want to have it at room temperature or even cooler. And the longer it sits, the darker and more beautiful. I was looking at some, and I almost used the Zinger, but then I thought, well, then I got to find, because I'm doing blue, I wanted to go ahead with just the tea, the basic tea. So I've got just basic, what is this, Lipton? Yeah, just black tea. And then I'll do maybe later do a pink one. When I get to the end of my coffee paper or tea dyeing paper, then I'll probably go ahead and tea dye these fabric pieces, because they are white background, just to make it a little bit more vintage looking. And so that's what I'm going to be doing today, is just tea dyeing some paper and then letting that dry, and then I'll be back to show you how to put everything together. It should be really quick and not take too long. So thanks for watching. Well, I don't need to say thanks for watching, because you're going to be back in about 2 seconds. Hey guys, Kristi here. I was just going to show you real quick. I am coffee or tea dyeing. This is 20-pound paper, and I do have a hard time coffee dyeing 20-pound paper. The reason I'm using it is because I inherited 6 reams of it, and it was free, so I'm using it. But be very careful when you're doing 20-pound paper. Now this happens to be the gear and whatever it is. I think it's the Walmart. But then I've also got some red, I'm totally blank, whatever my sister gave me when she moved. She's like, you want some paper? And So she gave me 6 reams of paper, and I will be using those. Like I said, it's harder sometimes. This one doesn't seem to be falling apart. Some of them do disintegrate easier. Usually I use a big paintbrush. I have a, what do you call it? You know, a 4-inch hair, I think it's, you know, plastic. It's not real hair or anything, but it's just a regular paintbrush, and it holds more liquid and makes more drips and things. But this one, I'm just using, this happened to be close. I don't want to go looking for the other one, so I just did this one. And I just do one side, flip it over, do the other side, and then after I finish this, I will take it in the other room and spread it out on my dining room table and let it air dry. It doesn't take as long to dry the 20-pound paper, so that's good. And it is really crinkly and nice. Now I'm doing 40 pages because I need 30 for my book, and I always do a little bit extra. I may do a couple of envelopes and a couple of doilies, but I'm not going to put a lot that much extra in this journal. It's going to be a blank journal. It's for writing, but because this is a thinner paper, I will have room for a couple of envelopes. Maybe I want to divide it into 6 sections, so maybe I'll do 2 envelopes for each. It'll be 3 signatures, so maybe I'll do 2 envelopes for each of those signatures. That will help me divide it into 6 groups. And then I don't know if I'll put any book page or anything. I may just go ahead and leave this one blank, because this one is for me, and this is for writing. And you know, I make a lot of journals. I don't necessarily journal a lot. I mean, you know, I do a little bit of journaling in my Bible studies and such, but I don't do a daily journal. And I want to so badly. I know I've talked about it to you guys before. A couple of years ago, I made that whole set of beautiful journals from Michelle over at Country Morning Creations, and I was like, oh, gung-ho. It becomes a chore for me. It's not as enjoyable as I'd like it to be. And I ran across this channel. I believe the guy's a life coach. And he had a video, and I'll leave it in the description as well, of how to set up a journal. And I just loved it. And he said, don't force yourself to journal every day, because it becomes a chore. And that's where he got my attention, and I thought, oh well, this is great. He divides the journal into the 6 sections. He uses specific things on the front and back covers, and the 6 sections are basically for the 6 main areas of your life that you want to record. And so I'll probably have one for gardening, one for maybe Bible study, one for burlap and daily bread, different sections, things where I want to record, because sometimes when I try to journal so hard, it seems like I'm just writing down mundane things, and who would want to read that in the future? I don't even want to read it. So that's why I don't journal as much, because I feel like I'm not really doing anything specific. And same thing as yesterday, you know what I mean? My husband will say same pile, different foot, and that's kind of how it feels sometimes. So yeah, so that's what I plan to do. So I've got this all tea-dyed here, and I'm going to take this in the other room, and when it's dry, we'll be back. Hi everyone, I'm back. This is like the easiest basic journal you can do. So I've got all my paper coffee dyed, and this is 20 pound. Makes a big difference. I did about 40 sheets, so I have a little bit of extra, so I'll need to fold those and make my signatures. And you know what I forgot to do is make my chipboard spines. I need to do that. And I've got some, let's see, I think I want to do, I don't know, maybe like 1.25 inches. I exchange this out for my chipboard cutter. This is important. If you have a cutter, don't use your good blade for chipboard. Use an old blade and mark it chipboard so that you can, because the first thing that will happen is you'll slice down and rip your paper. It's very frustrating. So let's see. This is almost the right length already, so I think I'll just cut the one. Let's see. I think I'm going to do 1.25. I kind of like the way the 1.25 sits. Gee whiz. This piece of board, this came out of something. What did this come out of? Okay, I finally got around to organizing all my dies, and I used the little, I guess they're 8x6 notebooks or 5x7-ish, whatever. And this was the backing for the vent covers. And I had my husband stop and get a couple of packs, and that's what I was like, not only do I get the magnetic vent covers to organize my dies, but I get free chipboard. Yay! So, and this will make quite a few spines for me. So 1.25 here. Try to make it straight. Go down, and then I'll flip it over. It almost went through on that side, looks like. There we go. So, I was a little off, but that's okay. We'll fix that. Where's my, there we go. It's not a big deal, but because basically I just want to make sure, let's see, I'm not going to need my cutter again. And see, I've got a lot more spines to make with that. It's easier when you're not doing 1/4 inch. But I better make sure this is right. Okay. So I don't want to sand up. It's slightly less than 1/4. So maybe I let it slip a little bit, but I think it'll still work. Just get that. It's basically, you know, I'm not going to sew on the edges or anything. This is just, and there is going to be a little bit of a gap. So just get it down to where I want it, and we're good. That'll work. Okay. So I just went and got my hair cut. We've got the wedding. The wedding is in 8 days, guys. So next week I'm going to be posting a video for the Shop My Stash 2023 collab. But that will be it because I have too much stuff, and I need to, oh, I guess I need to cut it down to this. Okay, so let's measure this. I'm going to measure it this way. And then I can use my big scissors to cut through that, I think. Let's see. Yes, that was way easier than getting the cutter back out. Okay. This looks like it goes a little wonky. I don't know how that happened. It might be that little vinyl paper piece, but I'm not sure. Let's see. There we go. Okay. So anyway, I went to get my hair done. Not done. I just get it trimmed. I didn't want to cut any length off or anything, and don't want something new when I have a wedding coming up. So yeah, so I just went and got it trimmed and more layers, and then I thought, okay, I'll go to Starbucks. They have this apple oat milk drink that is kind of, I crave it because it's sweet, and I don't go there very often. Well, that's not what I got. I got some kind of unsweetened espresso oat milk. So I'm a little sad, but I didn't notice it till I got home, so oh well, my bad. Alright, so I tea-dyed this fabric, and I think it looks really cool. Very vintagey. I had it balled up at first because I like when that makes the little extra crinkle lines where the coffee settles, but it didn't really, it wasn't drying, you know, as fast as I'd like, so I went ahead and hung it over a chair, and of course lost my lines. Okay, let's glue this piece down first. My glue here. Once I get this, although no, maybe not. Let's do the front cover first, because I want to line this up on this line. I hope that you guys can see what I'm doing and I'm not out of shot all the time. I moved my camera back a little bit, but I can only go so far because there's a wall behind the shelf my camera is on. Okay. I'm going to let this get a little tacky so it doesn't show through the fabric. Let me line that up a little bit. Well, actually, I guess I should do it this way so I can see see what I'm doing. On that line. Now see if it's straight. It should be because I'm following a line, but okay. Get that really. This is extra for inside if I want to. I might put pockets in the front covers. I'm not sure. I do want to keep it a basic, you know, basically a simple journal, so. Alright, now let's put this piece in there. Oops. A little heavy-handed on the glue. See, I cleaned off my desk a little bit, and some stuff that I usually have in my front pocket disappeared. So everything is not where it was. Alright. Set that on top of that. It's going to fall down. Okay, let's leave not quite 1/4 of an inch in between here. And I didn't account when I drew this line back here. This says front. Well, now it's the back. Or I guess it doesn't matter if I turn it over, but I may not end up with this pencil mark. So I'm going to go ahead and erase that. Let's see how it erases. I make these notes, excuse me, I am so sorry. I make these notes to myself, and then I don't even read them. How helpful is that? You know, if it bugs me that if you can see this or whatever, I'll just put some lace on it. And this acetone based glue will almost eat into this cover. I've noticed that when I've got it in places on the cover that I don't want it to be, it'll take the color off. So I don't know what kind of vinyl it is, but alright, let's get that in there like so. Not quite, so I will have to put maybe something on the edge of that. And you know what that is? That's the where I didn't compensate for the space. I did a 1 1/4 inch plus 2 and 2. So yeah, I actually needed an extra 1/2 inch or 1/4 inch, and that's the part where the glue is. So I should be able to rub most of this off. But you see how it takes the color off? I'm not sure I want to mess with that. I think I'm going to let it dry. And I'll lay this under here so it doesn't get all over my desk. And I'm going to let that dry, and we'll worry about this. So, okay, does this overlap? It does. I want to cut off this branding strip. Okay. And I usually don't have any issues with the glue there, sewing it down or anything. We are going to have 3 signatures, so I will need to make a little grid. Okay, I'm going to bring, I probably did this upside down, but that's okay. I'm not going to worry about it. Bring that one down. Get it all over my thumb. And bring that up. So with that being the case, this is technically the front with the little Pegasus on it. I need to put some glue under here. This fabric from this is Better Homes and Garden fabric, and they are pre-cuts, and I got it at Walmart. I don't remember if it was 1 cut or 2, because they have 1 yard cuts, and they have 2 yard cuts. So I don't remember which this one was. I want to say it was a 2 yard cut, and but really fun fabrics they have in there. I've gotten quite a few. That pink one I used a while back was from there as well. And it does unravel quite a bit, so once you get it glued down, it'll stop that. Okay. Now I want to leave this flat to dry while I fold my pages. So I'm going to clean up my desk here for a second, put some of this stuff out of the way. Okay, I had a receipt for those vent covers, in case you're curious. I got them at Home Depot. It was $18.44 for 2 packs, and that is 18 pages. So that's not a bad deal in my opinion for getting something out of my way. And that way I can actually see all of my dies. Okay, so I'm going to lay this back behind me now. Where that, I do have a little piece of glue here. And then the way that I like to fold my pages is using my board. So we're going to have 3 signatures with 10 pages. I still have a little bit of glue on my fingers. Get that off. So I'm going to go ahead and do these 3 signatures really quickly and wait for that cover to dry, and then I'm going to go ahead and sew in the signatures. If you guys need a video of sewing in the signatures, just look it up on YouTube. I know Gail does them. So many people do them, and it's not that it's difficult, but it is a little fiddly. So yeah, there's tons of videos on how to do that. So anyway, I will be back when this journal is all put together and show you what we've got. Okay guys, okay guys, here we are. This is a fast, quick little journal. I've got a piece of something kind of hanging off of here. Now, because I got that mess of glue on here, when I tried to rub it off, it completely took off the vinyl-y texture, and it left me with just like blue paper. I mean, it was like a ball of glue that was blue and icky. So I covered that with some strips of lace, and I think it looks fine. I've got the 3 signatures sewn in. I forgot to cut the paper with you guys, but by now you should know how to cut paper. So I did cut these down to folded 5 by 7 1/4, and so and then in the middle I tied a knot, but then I tied a bow, because this could be if you want to. Let's see if I can do it. Oh, I'm gonna make a knot. If you wanted to, you could just tie some beads on these and let them hang down, or let them, they could come out the top and hang over the side, however you want. But I decided for the moment, I haven't decided what I want to do. I don't really have any blue beads or anything like that. But if I come across some that I like. So I did make a mistake when I was sewing in the second signature. I'm just going to come clean. One of my signatures for some reason was not stacked, and when I went, after I sewed it in, the folio, you know, which is just one piece folded in half, fell out. So this second signature only has 9, and then this one has 11, because I really wanted the 120 pages, and you can see they're not even. I don't care. They're all roughly different colors. That's why I tea-dye, because I like it that way. There's plenty of room for me to put stuff in here with the 120 pages, but the main reason I did the 120 pages because I want to divide it up into sections for various areas in my life that I want to record or work on. So, and I did leave the front and back cover. I did not put pockets. We already had this fabric on here, and I figure if I want to use the front and back cover, I'll probably put a piece of coffee dye paper or something, you know, maybe torn edge or something on there. But yeah, that's it. That's a naked journal, blank journal. I love, love, love this fabric, especially after it was tea-dyed. I really like that, and you know how I feel about this lace. I've got tons of this lace, and yeah, so I hope you'll try this, make one for yourself. This is definitely for writing or putting pictures in or keeping clips or whatever. It's yours. Make it your own. Do with it what you want. Nobody can tell you what to do. So thank you for watching, guys. I will have a video on Monday, but I probably won't be back until February. So take care, guys. Stay safe.